Welcome to our NFL Week 6 predictions. I recorded this already, but I forgot to press record, so I did a lot of talking, so maybe I won't talk as much. Anyway, it's pretty crazy because we all went 5-9 this week. So my dad is 46-31, I'm 47-30, and Greg is 45-32. So Greg is the big loser right now, but like I said, anything could change because we're all within a point. So I wouldn't be surprised if things changed. Things are definitely going to change. So I'm going to take the Eagles by 3. This could be a trap game because the Giants are good. Even though they just lost to the Saints, they beat the Chargers, so they could still be considered good. And the Eagles lost to the Broncos. So I think it's going to be closer than everybody expects, and the Eagles are going to win by 3. And Greg is going to take the Giants, and that's fine because the Giants have a good defense. And I understand it's a good pick, and the Giants are at home. And my dad's going to take the Eagles 28-14. That's a good score to have. And Broncos Jets, it's in London. I'm going to take the Broncos 30-21. It's not a home game for anyone, and the Jets suck. So Bo Nix is going to have a good game. Greg's going to take the Broncos. Everybody's going to take the Broncos. And I made a mistake last week by picking the Jets against the Cowboys, and I'm not going to do it again. Seahawks Jaguars, I'm going to take the Seahawks by 3. This could really go either way, and the Jaguars have a better record, but I trust the Seahawks offense more than I trust the Jaguars offense, even though both teams have pretty good defenses. I think the Jaguars really got lucky, and that was definitely a trap game. That I predicted correctly, by the way. But anyway, the Seahawks will win even though they're not at home. Greg's going to take the Jaguars, which isn't a bad pick, but I like the Seahawks offense a lot more than I like the Jaguars offense. But if the Jaguars defense can keep them in the game, then they can win. And my dad's also going to take the Seahawks. The Seahawks are interesting because I don't know, their offense is more consistent. And Chargers Dolphins, I'm going to take the Chargers by 7. The Dolphins could definitely win this game because they're at home and they statistically match up well against the Chargers. But I think that the Chargers are going to win because their offense is more explosive and their defense is better. But the Dolphins can still do it. And Greg's also going to take the Chargers, and my dad's going to take the Chargers too. But it could be a trap game because the Chargers lost to the Giants, so you never know. And Rams, Ravens, the Ravens have Cooper Rush, so they should suck. And the Rams lost to the 49ers, so they should be pissed. And that's all you need to know about this game. But the Ravens are at home. And Greg's also going to take the Rams because logically it makes sense. And my dad is going to take the Ravens by 3 points. And that he is a Cowboys fan, so he likes Cooper Rush, and Cooper Rush is the Ravens starting quarterback. So that makes sense. This was supposed to be a good game, but the Ravens are 1-4 and they suck now, so maybe it won't be a good game. And Cardinals Colts, I'm going to take the Colts by 10. Bet the over because the Colts are going to score a lot of points and the Cardinals defense isn't as good as people are saying it is. And that's the truth. And the Cardinals are going to lose again, even though I predicted them to make the playoffs. And Greg is going to take the Colts by I don't know that number, 28-17. Colts win. Yeah, and then my dad's going to take the Colts by 3. That's a pretty close game, but the Cardinals just lost a close game against the Titans, but the Colts are a lot better than the Titans, so I don't see it happening. Cowboys Panthers, I'm excited for this game because Rico Dowdle is going to have a good game, and I can bet money on that. And Cowboys by 7 is my prediction. It's going to be close for a long time. But I can't take the Panthers again because they looked really good against the Falcons, but then they've sucked so far. And then Greg's going to take the Cowboys, which is the smart pick but I don't know. The Panthers are at home. It's a trap game, but my dad's a Cowboys fan, so he's not going to take the Panthers. And Patriots, Saints. I'm going to take the Patriots by 6, but the Saints they look good against the Giants. And the Patriots are due for a loss now because they beat the Bills. Greg's going to take the Saints. No, Greg's going to take the Patriots, but he's a Saints fan. So that's not that surprising. But it's funny because Greg hasn't picked the Saints yet this year, but he's a Saints fan. And guess who's not a Saints fan? My dad's not a Saints fan, but he's picked the Saints every week for some reason. And he's only been right about one time he's been right, and it was last week. And Steelers Browns. I'm going to take the Steelers by 7. I like them against the Browns. Dylan Gabriel's going to kind of suck all game, but the Steelers defense is going to play really good, so you should start them in fantasy. And also, don't start the Browns tight end in fantasy. And you can trust me if you want. And Steelers Brown. No, wait. And 23-20 is Greg's prediction. So he's also going to take the Steelers. And my dad's also going to take the Steelers because the Browns aren't very good, but I can see them winning this game. Myles Garrett gets 2 sacks. And Titans Raiders is going to be a really good game. And nobody thinks it's going to be a good game, but I guarantee it's going to be a good game. Ashton Jeanty is going to have 1 touchdown and 150 yards. So it's not going to be the most productive day, but I think that the Raiders are going to win. And Greg is going to take the Raiders too. Only by 4 though, and that makes sense because it's going to be a good game. And my dad's going to take the Titans, and that's not surprising because the Titans could definitely win this game. They didn't look good against the Cardinals, but they won, and that's all that they need because now they have the confidence they need to beat the Raiders. And 49ers, Buccaneers, I'm going to take the Buccaneers by 7, even though I don't think Mac Jones is going to play the same level he did against the Rams. So that's why I'm thinking the Buccaneers have a good defense. Their offense is super explosive. I think they're just going to shred the 49ers, but then the Niners are going to stay in it. And Greg's going to take the Buccaneers because the Buccaneers are going to score a lot of points, and the 49ers are going to stay in it. And my dad's going to take the Buccaneers. Kind of surprised that nobody took the 49ers. But anyway, that's okay. It makes sense. Bengals, Packers. I always like Bengals, Packers games because they're always fun to watch and they're always closer than they should be. Even though Joe Burrow is out, they still 2 wins. They still have 2 wins. So it's going to 29-22, but it might go down to a field goal. Greg is going to pick the Packers, and they're at home, but it's only October. It's not December yet, so it's not going to be snowing. And Packers, Bengals. Oh, yeah, my dad's going to take the Bengals by 3 points. Yeah, that makes sense because this could definitely be a trap game for the Packers. The Bengals have Joe Flacco now, but I don't know. I feel like Jake Browning is a better backup than Joe Flacco. So I don't think the Bengals are going to win this game. But if the Bengals had Jake Browning, then I think that they could win this game. Lions Chiefs is Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs are at home and it's Sunday night, and that means they're going to win. And that's all I have to say about that. And that's all that you need to know because that's every time the Chiefs are at home on Sunday Night Football, they win. Even though the Lions are the better team, you got to trust me here. Greg disagrees and is going to take the Lions, so I understand the Lions are the better team. But the Chiefs aren't going to lose 2 primetime games in a row, and you can bank on it. And my dad is going to take the Lions too. So they disagree, but I'm telling them this how it's going to be. Bills, Falcons, I'm going to take the Falcons. I'm taking a lot of more upsets here. But I think that the Bills don't have a good run defense, and the Falcons have Bijan Robinson, so he's just going to run all over them. Greg's going to take the Bills, probably the smart pick. The Bills should be favored. But I don't know, the upset is calling me. Apparently, it's calling my dad too because he took the Falcons, and the Falcons are at home, and stranger things has happened. The Patriots beat the Bills. Bears, Commanders. I'm gonna take the Bears by 3. They should have beat the Commanders last year but if the Hail Mary or the Fail Mary or whatever the hell, I don't know. Something worked and the Commanders beat the Bears on a Hail Mary. So that's why they should have beat the Commanders, but they didn't, and they're going to do it. And Greg's going to take the Commanders. That's a smart pick. And my dad's also going to take the Commanders. My voice is dead now because I've been talking all day.